încet, încet. Diana, îi faci semn, te rog, lui Rick să vină înăuntru. Hai că reușim. Tot timpul ziua a doua este extrem de dificilă, pentru că venim după o zi foarte plină. Pe de altă parte, venim după o zi completă, ca să zic așa. Și pentru că ne-am umplut de atâta energie ieri, încercăm astăzi să o reactivăm. Și sper să și reușim acest lucru, încet, încet. Ați văzut că în intenția noastră era să mergem cumva într-un slot de 2 ore jumate, dar mi-am dat seama că vreți o cafea. Cine se simte obosit acum de dimineață? Bine, întrebarea este pentru cei care au fost la party. N-ai fost la party și te simți obosită. Ce ai făcut aseară? Bine, las-o așa. Las-o așa. Nu răspunde la întrebările astea. Am fost întrebat de ce nu mut conferința la București. Că ar fi mai multă lume. Pe noi nu ne interesează să vină mai multă lume. Pe noi ne interesează să vină oamenii care vor să fie împreună. Pe noi ne interesează ca voi să vă simțiți bine. Știu că pare sloganul de la Antena 1, dar nu, voi l-ați luat, nu eu la de la voi, voi de la noi. Ne dorim foarte mult să vă simțiți bine, să nu fiți presați că trebuie să ajungeți la o oră, că vă sună șeful sau, eu știu, angajații. Hai că știu că ești la hotelul X, mai ești un pic afară. Așa ați venit aici, sunteți plecați, toată lumea știe asta. Ia să vedem. Cine a primit ieri minim 5 mesaje că s-a întâmplat ceva la birou și au nevoie de voi? Mamă! Ok, cine a primit 10 mesaje arde și trebuie voi să rezolvați? Stai așa, hai să vedem un pic. Zi un pic. Tu ești, scuză-mă, Dragoș, de la? Denenmaier. Ce faci acolo? Hai lângă mine aici, vino aici sus. De asta am făcut limbuța asta așa ca să fii mai în interior. Cu ce te ocupi acolo?
Pe partea de resurse umane sunt HRBP.
HRBP. Și de ce te-au sunat în halul ăsta? Ești indispensabil, știu.
Nu pot să zic public, dar probleme.
Am înțeles. Și nu au putut să scape de tine? Adică să zică, băi, lasă-l în pace pe Dragoș 2 zile?
Ei, nu, eu... am rezolvat până la urmă, am mai scris din când în când, dar am și rămas.
Bine, data viitoare să ai doar 5 mesaje, da? Așa, bravo. În trainingurile noastre despre leadership, tot timpul sunt întrebat, de unde aflu eu că sunt un manager bun? Și toți se așteaptă la niște filozofii de la scoase din străfundurile unui consultant cu experiență de 27 de ani și le spun, măi, fii atent, e foarte simplu. Hai să vedem de câte ore suntem în training. Păi de jumătate de zi. Ok, scoateți telefoanele pe masă. Da, tu câte apeluri ai? 270. Tu câte ai? 15. Tu câte ai? Niciunul. Tu ești cel mai bun manager. E simplu. Dacă nu te sună nimeni, înseamnă că n-au nevoie de tine. Problema este că în căpuțul nostru, dacă n-ai nevoie de mine, e egal cum mă dă afară. Numai că nu e așa. Dacă ajungi să delegi de nivel 6, cum spunem noi, adică spui, Dan, face asta, m-am întors cu spatele, am plecat și știu că s-a întâmplat, nici măcar nu mai dau un telefon să întreb, înseamnă că am devenit un bun manager. Și acum și vestea faină. Știți cât vă ia să ajungeți la nivelul ăsta cu colegii voștri, cu subordonații voștri? Rick? Simona? Mă bucur că sunteți alături de noi. Știți cât vă ia? Ziceți, 3 luni? 7 luni? 5 ani? Cam așa, de la vreo 5, 6, 7 ani în sus. Dar știți când se întâmplă asta? După ce începeți să faceți chestia asta. Asta e foarte mișto, știi? Că toată lumea zice, păi băi, eu aș face, dar... Bine, când te hotărăști să începi, din momentul ăla începe să numeri. Da? Că dacă tot aștepți să iei decizia, n-ajungi nicăieri. Și pentru că am tras un pic de timp acum ca să avem cât mai mulți dintre dumneavoastră să vă avem alături de noi, Vreau
Mai
să...
aveam puțin și
începeam eu,
porneam timing.
Da,
Păi,
porneam
n-avea
timing-ul.
niciun rost.
Da. Ce facem noi acum, Simona?
Ce facem noi acum? Îl prezentăm pe următorul invitat, unul special și prezența ta alături de noi nu este întâmplătoare.
Așa este. Rick, I'm sorry, but I can't let you to continue to talk with Liane and Simona because we need you on the stage. Please, Rick Yvanovich. Press one for Romanian. Vreau să vă spun, Rick.
Yeah.
Rick, welcome. Rick este, pe Rick îl cunosc de... No. You don't need to listen that. It's about you.
Okay, it's all good.
No. Yes, for sure. No. I knew. First time I met Rick 20 years ago, almost.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes.
You were younger.
Thank you. I still.
You were...
I don't know what you want to say with.
Big
Okay, no
personality.
prize for Rick.
Yeah,
What?
big personality.
Rick este un om extraordinar, este prietenul meu de o groază de timp. Nu vreau să zic în engleză pentru că aude și nu-i place. Este unul din cei mai cunoscuți consultanți fiscali și de business din zona asiatică. Este un om fabulos care lucrează extraordinar, are o companie de training extraordinară, TRG Academy International, totul automatizat, totul online, căutați-l, îl găsiți. Este prezent peste tot în zona social media și pentru că îl cunosc și pentru că sunt chiar un mare fan a ceea ce face, o să vă povestească el despre carte și nu numai. Vreau să-i mulțumesc foarte mult pentru tot ce a făcut el în zona de management și resurse umane de-a lungul timpului și să-i ofer acest cadou. Rick, I'm sorry I said only the bad words about you.
Okay.
Now it's your moment. Please receive from great people inside
What?
Yeah.
a prize.
We don't have chocolate, but we have
No
this gift
chocolate
for
today.
you from great people inside.
Oh. That's lovely.
Mulțumim foarte mult.
I'm gonna cry.
No, please
No,
don't
no,
do
no,
that.
no, no.
Later.
Not now.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rick.
Thank you.
Please go back. I'm
Oh,
joking.
no,
I'm
no,
joking,
no,
I'm
no,
joking.
no.
It's your
I will
time.
keep
I
it for
finished,
you.
I finished.
I will keep it for you.
Okay,
I will put.
I can start now, can I? Yes. I've got the stage back. All right, welcome everybody. Now we heard from the evil HR lady earlier. I wish to warn you, I am not from HR. And when I met William, I think yesterday, I gave him my business card and he goes, was it this one? Huh? Anyway, he said,
The other side?
all of these letters, what do they mean? And I go, I'm an accountant. I'm that accounting guy who says no all the time to HR. God, that's not a good start, is it? Anyway, I love this quote from the late Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said. They're going to forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And in the next 3/4 of an hour, half an hour, okay, I'm going to make you feel something which hopefully isn't anger against these horrible accountants. So a little bit about myself. I have got no idea what Doru said, okay? But I was getting some kind of thumbs up, so maybe it was okay. But I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called TRG International. So what is that? You've never heard of it because we're over in Asia. Well, we're a small tech company. All right, we do primarily two things. We implement cloud-based ERP systems, financial ERP systems, accounting systems, yay. Some of them are even manufacturing systems, and performance management systems, and financial consolidation, reporting, and HR even. Really super exciting, yeah. The other thing that we do, we have a small boutique outsourcing firm, and we are a body shop, bodies for hire. As I say, we're small, bit boutique, only about 500 or 600 of us at the moment. The other thing that I do is I do a little bit around talent, okay? Because I work for this company called Great People Inside. I think you've heard of them. Might have even used their products. So I know something about people, not that I understand them. I've turned into one of these coach things as well. Not a Tony Robbins coach, but some other type of coach thing. And I've written a few book things as well. A few book things. During the pandemic, in Vietnam, the lockdown was a bit brutal. Okay, it lasted about 2 years. My daughter was studying at the time in the UK, so I didn't see her for 2 years, because once Vietnam closed its borders, you couldn't fly in. And if I ever left, I'd never be able to get back again, which is not good if I got 500 people in that country who are supposedly working for me. Actually, it's not true. That was pre-pandemic, so I think I had this many people, and we got rid of a few, and then we've grown up again. So I think we did that firing thing, unfortunately. My wife, she had been medevaced to Singapore, and a week later, they closed the borders, so she couldn't come back. So I lost her for 10 months. And the guys going, yes! And they do say absence makes the heart grow fonder, and yeah, it took 10 months. And yes, I did miss her. So what the hell was I going to do during COVID? Well, I started writing. So I've written a bunch of books who happen to do quite well, you know. They're all bestsellers. And I've just written another one. And it actually came out 2 days ago. It's #1 on several Amazon categories. Thank you. And it's called Business as Unusual. So why did I call it that? Well, as the pandemic was progressing, people said this will be over, okay? And in Vietnam, I said it was quite brutal. We had lockdown. We weren't allowed to leave the apartment. My son, he actually didn't leave the apartment. He didn't even step out on the damn balcony for 6 months. He sort of hibernated in his room. It's a bit tough for a 18-year-old in his last year at school, okay? And there was me, accountant, not the HR person, knowing none of those damn tricks, had never seen any of these presentations, having to look after him. Yay, what a great job. So I wrote a bit about that in the book. So anyway, during this pandemic, people say, well, the lockdown, you know, it's only going to last for another month or 6 weeks. And yeah, we're going to change things, and hey, you can have some extra permits, so you're allowed to go out more than once a day. Okay, because we had to have a permit to leave the apartment. And then we went through bouts of, we weren't allowed to leave at all, and the army was bringing us food. It was actually quite brutal over there. And everybody says, when this is over, things will go back to normal. And people started to talk about this new normal. Oh my God, that got me annoyed. Okay? I says, you said that 2 months ago after the first lockdown, and now we're on lockdown number, 57 or something. You know, this is stupid. There is no new normal. There is no going back to business as usual. Everything is unusual. And even when countries open up again, oh, we have a little war in parts of the world. There's a little bit of problems with the economies, and people were still getting rid of people. You know, nothing was ever going to go back to normal. And that's why I came up with this title, Business as Unusual, because that's what our life is. It's permanently unusual. Our entire world, our business, our lives, our working lives, everything is turned on its head. And if you manage to get locked down for however long you got locked down, either with your loved ones, okay, and maybe some of them weren't your loved ones, but you were stuck with them, or you were separated from them, it really changed how we feel. And we're evaluating and reevaluating how we feel about all our relationships and what is important to us. And that's what we're still seeing today. They call it the Great Resignation or the Great Reshuffle. Insert whatever word you want. It's just people rethinking, I don't like my life as it was before. I don't want that. I want something else. Maybe I got no idea what I want. As Jenny pointed out, most people don't. So I'm just going to do something else. And they're voting with their feet. So what I'm going to cover today is I'm going to talk a little about the Bao book and the underlying metaphor, which I like. What's this? What castle? Bran Castle. Yes, it's Castle Bran. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've been to Brasov, and I had to really whine and complain to Doru last year, and he actually brought me there. First time in about a million years. But anyway, thank you. The business as unusual, the Bao metaphor, is about castles. I like castles. So let me explain, or let the video explain.
The English judge Sir Edward Coke said, "The house of everyone is to him as his castle and fortress, as well for defence against injury and violence as for his repose." Over time, this has been simplified to, a man's home is his castle. A castle symbolises so many things, including home, safety, sanctuary, refuge, sanctity, structure, strong foundations, nobility of character and mind, worthiness, honor, respect, aspirations, community, impact, and legacy. The castle has several structures, and I'll name and explain what they represent briefly. As it's a metaphor, I've taken the liberty to merge multiple historical castle building concepts. The castle's innermost structure is its strongest, and it's your stronghold. It's called the inner keep. It's innermost as it's internal, inside you. In our metaphor, it has 4 towers. The Tower of Purpose. This represents your values, your life purpose, your goals, and your legacy. The Tower of Life Force. This represents how you manage your herbs, your health, energy, rest, balance, and stress. The Tower of Mind. This represents how you show up, your habits and kaizen, which I interpret as lifelong learning and growth. The Tower of Self. This represents the 4 selves: self-confidence, self-efficacy, self-worth, self-value, and self-motivation. The French word donjon means an inner tower in a castle, and was originally used in the English language interchangeably with keep. From the 14th century, the English word dungeon appeared and referred to the underground prison in a castle, usually below the inner keep. The dungeon is underneath the inner keep. The dungeon represents coaching. We may need to inflict some pain as growth occurs beyond your comfort zone. Are you ready to be stretched? Surrounding the inner keep is an area called the Bailey. The Bailey expands over time as we foray beyond our castle walls extending our domain, and Bailey buildings grow. The Bailey consists of 3 buildings. The Great Hall represents community, culture, and leadership. The stables represent looking forward, transforming, and searching for satisfaction. The treasury represents your finances, comprising your income and your net worth. Building your castle helps you see which areas of your life you need to focus on to maintain balance and fulfill your life purpose. Build your castle in the shape and size that you want. What would your castle look like?
So I've used the castle as a metaphor, and when we are designing our life, we can build our castle in any shape or form and any style that we want. Now, as I'm that accountant guy, I think in numbers, and numbers mean I think in formulas. So the book is stuffed full of how to do pretty much everything in that castle. Okay? Step 1, steps 2, step 3, all the templates, all the everything. It's just how I think. Okay? Now, the book has got dozens of models and tools, and the question is, which one should I share today? Are you coming back? I need you in a few minutes. All right? And I'm going to pick a tool that was born in the dungeon, okay? Because the dungeon is about coaching, and this is where the tool came from, or what inspired the tool. And we actually use it in the Great Hall. And I said the Great Hall is about community and building connections, which is one of the key things that William was talking about in his visionary thing. I mean, I really must thank every single speaker, William, Liene, Evil HR lady, and all the speakers yesterday, because it means that, yeah, I got some of this stuff right. And it's all in the book, which is a huge relief. So, feedback is painful. Yeah, it sucks. It's not fun. And in the dungeon chapter in the book, I talk about all the different coaching gurus who I've learned from and who have actually coached me. Now, in one of the coachings that I did is I had the privilege of, I don't know if it's a privilege, I had the privilege of being coached by Dr. Marshall Goldsmith, and I invited him into my dungeon, because that is my style of coaching. I call it dungeon coaching. And he brought me in there, and my God, he ripped me apart. He gave me some great feedback, and he touched every single pain point. He stretched me, and I've thankfully grown. He really did kick my ass. But I took something from him. I borrowed one of his tools, and he's a great guy because he freely shares all his tools. And we know that change is hard, okay? We heard from Liene and we've heard from other speakers that actual growth happens beyond your comfort zone. You can't grow if you are stuck in your comfort zone. You're actually just going around in circles. You've got to go beyond that. But it's really, really hard, and it requires incredible effort, okay? But I thought, what am I going to talk about today? Because it's boring talking about a stupid book. I want to give you a tool that you can understand very, very quickly and use. So we're going to learn today what it's going to take your own behavior, and not only that, is how to help other people change their behavior. Will that be good? Do you like that? Yeah, cool. All right, now, this is a tool that we use in the Great Hall, because the Great Hall is about community. It's about building connections, So the tool that we're going to use is called Feed Forward, or how to get better one idea at a time. And because This is in the Great Hall. It's not in the dungeon. It's not in the dungeon. Okay? It's pain-free and it's fun. Okay? Now, I only had restricted time. I could have asked you a question, who enjoys feedback? We all know nobody does. Okay? So, there are 2 roles that you need to play. Have a quick look around the room. Look at the people that you're sitting next. Look around the room. Do you see some smart people in this room? Yeah. If you would like, if you had a chance, would you like to learn from them? Yeah, of course you would. So role number 1 is learn as much as you can. That's the first role. The second role, look around you again. Do you see any nice people in this room? Yeah, of course you do. If you had a chance to help them, would you like to do that? Yeah, of course you would. So role number 2 is to help as much as you can. So in these 2 roles, you're either going to be learning from these smart people or helping them. It's all good. Okay, but with 2 roles, there got to be a couple of rules. So there are only 2 rules. Rule number 1, no feedback about the past. And as Marshall says, you can't change the past. Just let it go. That's rule number 1. And rule number 2, you cannot judge or critique ideas. You need to treat an idea as a gift. And when anyone gives you a gift, what do you say? You just say, thank you. Yes, exactly. That's it. All right? Now, what we're going to do in about 1 minute, I'm going to get you to do an activity with each other. And before we do that, I want each one of you to think right now, what's one behavior of yours that you wish to improve, that you wish to be better at? Okay? Remember that? Maybe even write it down. I have some random examples there. Have you thought of one? You've thought of one?
Yeah.
Good. Have you thought of one? Okay, great. This is how it works. I'm going to call on a random volunteer. William. Let's have you up here. All right, so I'm person 1, okay, and this is a script that I'm going to follow. My name is Rick, and I want to get better at drinking more plain water every day.
Here you go.
Okay.
So could you give us one or 2 quick ideas on...
What? What am I doing?
So I'll say again. My name is Rick. I'm person 1. My name is Rick, and I want to get better at drinking more water every day. Your person 2.
So I have to offer you ideas.
Absolutely. One idea to get better at drinking more water every day is...
One idea to get better at drinking more water every day is set yourself goals, specific goals.
Thank you. That's it, we're finished. Okay, and now we flip over. You're now person 2. Your name is William, by the way.
Oh, thank you. My name is William, and I want to get better at active listening. It was actually the top of your list, and it's very true.
Active listening. One idea to get better at active listening is to ensure that you get rid of all other distractions. Another idea to get better at active listening is to really look at the other person and listen and shut up.
He was doing so well. The first 2, I was like, fine, fine, and then the shut up, I was like, oh.
That was a gift.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rick.
Thank you very much, William. There you go. That's really, really simple, right? That's a script. Now, for the next however long that you guys allow, I want you to do this with people that you have not spoken to yet during this conference. Remember, we're in the Great Hall. This is all about connection. So you have however minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? 10 minutes.
Let's say 5.
5, okay. We'll make it 10. Okay, so off you go, pair up and play those 2 roles and get better at whatever it is you wanted to get better at. Off you go. Off you go.
Don't leave the room.
Don't leave the room. I could do it with you, but they could hear, can they?
He can shut our mics down.
Yeah, we'll try.
Let's shut the mic down.
Yeah, okay. Better at. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. If you can hear me, clap 4 times. Thank you very much for doing that exercise. I hope you enjoyed it. All right. I want you to just shout out one word. What did you think about that exercise? This exercise was? So fun, great, okay. Now, if I had done a feedback exercise, I don't think you would ever hear those words fun or great. Okay, and that's the beauty of this. As I said, I borrowed it, modified it from Marshall Goldsmith. I actually run a free webinar every single month using this. It's open to anybody in the world, and I've been doing it for 2 years. It was first born internally, okay, because during the lockdown, we've always had interns. So we've always had interns from Europe, actually specifically from Denmark. I don't know why, especially from Denmark. And we had about a dozen of them when the pandemic hit. And the Danish government, who looks after their people so well, they said, hey, students, come back. So they all left. Some of them decided to stay, and they were probably better off. And during that period, I was trying to keep contact with the rest of my family. As I said, I'd lost my wife and I'd lost my daughter. And I asked my daughter, who was just finishing university, how do your friends feel about all this? And she goes, terrified. Well, what do you mean terrified? She says, they're terrified. So what do you mean? She says, there are no jobs. There are no internships. Friends of mine who want to study law, they've been offered a contract, this was in 2020, in 2023 or 2024. Everybody stopped hiring. So I thought, wow, that's not very good. So we did something silly and said, hey, let's try a virtual internship and see if we can manage this. So I don't do things small. So I think we peaked at about 60 or 70 virtual interns at a time. And we don't do it, there are no semesters, so we do that 12 months a year, and we still do it. And one of the activities that we started using with people is this feed-forward activity. Because just as we saw, you're either helping other people or other people are helping you. Now, we were only given 5 minutes or so to do this, but the more people you speak to with that same behavior, the more ideas that you will get, all right? And the beauty about it is, this is what we learned in this exercise. It's very fast. It's very, very fast. When I do it virtually, we give people two minutes in a Zoom breakout room, 2 minutes. Okay, we started internal because we were using it to break down barriers to all these interns, which we usually had from a dozen countries around the world. And we said, I know, let's try an experiment. Let's just open it out to the public and see what happens. And it was exactly the same. Complete strangers put into this safe psychological space started connecting. Okay? And why does this thing work? It's because we're focusing on the future, what you can change, feed forward. We can't change the past, that's why I have to let it go. We're not focusing on the past. You can't do anything about it, so just let it go. All right? We also learn to ask for input and listen non-defensively. Hey, I've never even met this person. That's why I said do it with strangers. It still works, okay? And you learn not to judge or critique. You don't say, oh, that's a stupid idea. You don't say, what the hell do you want to improve that behavior for? There is no judgment at all. Well, there's not supposed to be, okay? And you learn to give people recognition for what they say, okay? Because you treat every single idea as a gift. and you say thank you. Now, we're what, the 25th of May? How many times this year already have you offered up an idea to someone and then, stupid idea? Have you had every single one of your ideas people say, thank you? Of course not. Okay, but with Feed Forward, that's what happens. Because everybody is focused on helping and no one is focused on judging. That's why it works. So that's one of the very small tools amongst the dozens that are in this book. All right, I want to leave you with two more things. I want to help you, I want to give you a mantra to help manifest your reality or the reality that you want. Okay? And then after that, I'm going to give you one more gift. Okay? Now, an old mentor, the late Jim Sabascu, had this wonderful quote, which I still love. Whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. Okay? So I'm going to give you a mantra to help manifest your reality. Okay, I'm going to do it. You can do it for, you know, I will practice it for you. I'll give you one example, and then you're going to do it with me. Now, you can do this at home in front of the mirror. I mean, Liene was talking about that, okay? So it's a mantra that you can use in front of your mirror at home. You can do it with friends. You can do it with partners. You can do it with strangers if you really want. Okay? So why don't we get everybody standing up? Okay? Everybody standing up. I'm going to do it first, and then you can. I'll do it with you. All right. I am amazing. You are amazing. We are amazing. Yeah! Okay, do you get that? All right. So, okay, now it's your turn. It's your turn. So you ready for this? Here we go. I am amazing. You are amazing. We are amazing. Yeah! Okay. I know some of you, you haven't quite got the hang of it yet. So stand up again. That wasn't loud enough. Some people going, oh, I'm amazing. Okay. Really put your heart in it. You are going to manifest your reality. This is for you. Okay, this is for you. So let's do it again. You ready? I am amazing. You are amazing. We are amazing. Yeah! And let's do it one more time. Go on, one more time. One more time, because there's some people in Bucharest that never heard you. Okay? And there are people outside Romania who never heard you. So let's do it one more time and really, really mean it, because, as Liene said, if you believe it, it will become a reality. So let's do it again. Here we go. I am amazing. You are amazing. We are amazing. Yeah! So thank you, everyone. I said I was going to give you one more gift. One more gift. It doesn't stop, does it? He says, get off, get off, get off. Don't you want the gift? Okay, they want the gift?
Absolutely, yes.
It's only worth a few $1,000s to each person in this room.
No,
You don't want that, do you?
we don't need that gift.
Okay. I want you to do 3 things. I want you to buy my book. I want you to write an Amazon review. And if you have bought the book and you actually read it, okay, there are 2 Easter eggs in it, or there are 2 links that I've put into the book. And those links will go to 2 hidden pages, which you cannot find on the internet, because I hid them. Okay? And if you unlock them, the first one will give you every single template and all sorts of goodies that are in the book. Okay? And the second one will give you access to a lot of offers. Is Doro in the room? Good. Okay. One of the offers is a free assessment. It's not one. I've given you free access to every single assessment that we have in GPI. For free. There are other things in there. There are things like masterclasses. And when prompted, when you sign up for that and use the discount code EVERYTHINGHR, and I think you can remember that, you're going to get 100% discount. Okay? You will get 100% discount. These masterclasses cover things in the book as well as things that's not in the book. And it's a bit like, I think Liene was talking about it. It says you need to have a purpose. You need to have a goal. There's a whole masterclass on how to craft your life purpose. Okay? And once you've got your life purpose and you start building your castle, everything you do is in alignment with that purpose. And when you start achieving that, you will start feeling something inside. You will start feeling fulfilled because we're taking those steps that Liene was talking about. Thank you very much, everyone. Again, my name is Rick Yvanovich, and my life purpose is to inspire and transform professionals for consistently higher achievement through coaching. Thank you.